Hello everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream! Welcome back, my Cycline students. It's cow time. Considering we're almost done with the sculpt, I'm not sure how long the stream will be. Hopefully, I won't need to spend 3 hours perfecting and detailing this, but we'll see, we'll see. Let me pull up my reference. I mean, we're pretty darn close to finishing this sculpt, I think. We were able to... It was tough for me to kind of figure out, but we were able to do the feet last week. Mostly what needs to be worked on is refining the fur, because the fur is still a little blobby, not super well defined in some of these. On the tail and on the chest, so... Oh. Hold on. Yeah, music's a bit loud. Sorry about that. Forgot to turn that down. Yes, you can get milk from the creature. I had sculpted some udders earlier, but they weren't looking great. I don't know. I might have to work on that later. But for now, fur, 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 fur. Let's see, where did I put the fur? There we go. The beautiful music gracing our ears is the Hat in Time soundtrack. 1 hour of relaxing Hat in Time music. For real? For real? Well, considering Monster High doesn't exist in this universe, probably not. Oh, well, the cows use them for mining, too. Because they eat rocks. I eat dirt. So the cows use them to get their food. That is part of the purpose of their tails. So, anybody here in chat also working on something creative or like drawing while you watch the stream? Who else is co-working in here with me? You're working on your fairy tale, very nice. Celestial says, I should probably work on the script for my webcomic. Very nice, very nice. Oscar says, a lot of nice commenters on the reference animation video were Monster High fans. Might it be worth reaching out more to that fandom? Oh yes, I have, actually. Oh yeah, working OC. Work mode activated. Psh. I actually have reached out to Monster High. I posted about it on the Monster High subreddit when the Kickstarter was coming out, saying like, here's my Monster High art inspired indie game if anybody's interested. But even though Monster High isn't my only artistic inspiration, it seems like that's what people have been sort of noticing first about the art style, which is fun. But I definitely say I'm also inspired by like Disney and Psychonauts and League of Legends, among other things, art-wise. World of Warcraft. Idea Maker says Valentine's Day is coming, so I'm considering drawing some OCs dressed in red and white. That's fun. Plum says, hi, just got here. I'm about to brainstorm with some OCs for fun. Oh, I love doing that. Have fun. So, talking about my gaming escapades this week, I played well, not this week, I also was doing some last week. I was playing some Ratchet and Clank, the original Ratchet and Clank. And then after finishing the original one, I played the remake on the PS4. And then I enjoyed it so much, I went and got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for PS5. Went to my local GameStop and was like, you got any pre-owned games that I could get my hands on? And they said, yep, here you go. And then I finished that one and I really enjoyed it. It was a good weekend. I will say that I did hear that one of people's criticisms for the remake of Ratchet and Clank was a lot of the edges of Ratchet's character were extremely sanded down. Like the whole plot of the original game is that he doesn't really want to be a hero. He kind of just wants to be cool and collect cool gadgets and stuff. He doesn't even really care about saving some of these people or planets. But then he has like a character arc, and by the end, he learns his lesson about that. But in the remake, he just kind of already wants to be a hero and is already a very noble and Boy Scout kind of character, which was a little jarring. So, as much as I personally think the remake is a better game, because I had a lot of problems with how the original controlled, specifically how it wants to be this like action shoot 'em up edge of your seat type of thing, but most of the time my plan was just stand back before the enemies detect me and then snipe them from afar and throw bombs at them from afar, and it was not super fun because the aiming system kind of sucked. But the remake, the gameplay was super good, but it definitely sanded down Ratchet's character to the point where he doesn't really have an arc at all. And it's kind of like, yeah, I get why fans maybe didn't like that. Heartful Dragon says, I believe I remembered you from your pony days. Yep. That's me. I don't know, maybe they just thought that Ratchet being so, like, so much more of an anti-hero would be off-putting to parents, maybe? Because it's definitely, a kid's game. It's marketed as a kid's game. Maybe they wanted Ratchet to be a better role model. But I don't know, that sort of takes away the whole, character development part. I don't know if I will ever use my Pony OC again. That's just not my life anymore. I'm a grown woman who has changed. Yeah, I used to have a Pony OC that I would use for my videos. Welcome, Enchanted BB Fly. You're really not that late. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Idea Maker says you've definitely come a long way, part of being a content creator. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of things I look back on and really cringe about, but I still leave almost all of my videos up because they're still a part of my history, even if they're cringe, you know? I was a teenager. That's just a part of what being a teenager / young adult is. Plus I know there are a lot of people that like going back and watching them again for the sake of nostalgia, so I don't want to take that away. I don't really like going back and watching my old videos. It just kind of makes me go, yeah. But I think that's natural. I think almost every content creator feels the same way. Oh yes, I would love to have console releases. Our budget is so small right now though that I'm not sure. We keep saying that we want to do Switch 2 and PS5, but I don't know for sure if that'll be able to happen, so no promises. Also, Nintendo can be really hard to get dev kits from. Do y'all have a game that you actually think was improved from its remake? I want to hear. Give me your spicy takes. Enchanted Beautifly, the only thing I've gotten done so far is working on this fluff on the neck, so like I said, you haven't missed much. I'm just refining. It's probably the least fun part to watch of the stream, but hopefully it's satisfying, at least, to see it all coming together. You know, I almost want to say Resident Evil 4, but the thing is, I think both the remake and the original are just great in their own right. I don't even know if I necessarily like one better than the other, they're just both really good. It's probably not fair for me to say because I haven't played the original Resident Evil 2, but maybe I would also say Resident Evil 2. But again, not really fair because I haven't played the original. But gameplay-wise, I do think the Ratchet & Clank remake was better. It actually felt like I was able to get the fantasy that the original game was trying to sell with the wacky weapons and, like, tip of your toes gameplay. I haven't seen the Ratchet & Clank movie. From what I heard, that's basically the cutscenes of the game, right? Because I did notice there were cutscenes that were pre-rendered, and I was like, oh, those are probably part of the movie. But yeah, I really wish they just hadn't sanded down Ratchet as a character so much. Because beyond that, it was a very good game. Of course, there's nothing wrong with having, like, cool Boy Scout type heroes who are just so darn good, but that just that wasn't what Ratchet's character was. So it feels a little bit like a retcon. Cranky Corvid says, Metroid Zero Mission, but also it's remaking the literal 1980-something OG game. A lot of the earlier Pokemon remakes, like Fire Red. Oh yeah, that makes sense, Ellie Okel said, how has animating been going minus this process? Well, I haven't been doing much animating recently. Mostly I've been doing assets for the puzzles. Let me see, is there anything I can show you that's not too much of a spoiler? One moment. Okay, here's a little bit of an out of context spoiler. Well, it's not a spoiler, but here's an out of context puzzle asset. What'll this be used for? Who knows? Maybe you can tell by the name, but it's all cut up into little pieces. Do you know what that means? This is one of the things I was working on this week for a specific puzzle. For those that know how this kind of thing works, yeah, these pieces will move. The reason they're cut out is because they have to layer on top of each other to move around. So part of the puzzle will be figuring out the correct rotations of the dragon's arms and head and mouth. That's all you get to know about this puzzle right now. But that's a hint as to what I'm working on this week. Actually, I would like to get back into animating, but doing the puzzles is more important for finishing the game right now. Animation is more gonna come later as we get voice acting done and script edited. Millennium Dragon. Thank you, thank you. Ellie says, speaking of voice acting, how has that been going for you? It's been going well. There's a lot of auditions to get through. I've been sort of going through some of them as I go. Some of them are getting dismissed, some of them are getting shortlisted. It just depends on who I think already fits the criteria of what I'm looking for exactly. What has sort of broken my heart though is that there have been some really high quality auditions that were technically fantastic, they just did not fit the character in the way that I was wanting. So for some of these auditions, I just kind of put a note in my head like, hey, maybe I can contact this person later on for a different role that pops up, or in the future for future games. So just going to say, that just goes to say that just because you may have been dismissed, especially because on Casting Club it like shows you if you've been dismissed, which I think is a little crazy because I don't want to like discourage anybody immediately. But just because you've been dismissed early doesn't mean it was bad, it's just I'm looking for very specific stuff, so. And maybe you'll get a call back in the future for a different role, so just letting you know. And yeah, the deadline is coming up. Deadline is Valentine's Day. I've gotten just fantastic auditions. So it's really cool to see. Yeah, I wish Casting Call wouldn't immediately show somebody if they've been dismissed. Because I don't dismiss people to make them feel bad. I dismiss people so I can organize everything better. I need they're literal. I'm using the shortlist and the dismissal buttons as organizational tools, you know? So I feel like there needs to be like a private version of that. Or even, I would really like a tool where I could like bookmark somebody for later or something. Or be like, dismiss this person for this audition, but I want to save them to contact them at a later time, you know? So I think that'd be cool if they had something like that. If you could bookmark certain actors. Maybe you can, and I just haven't seen it. Because, like, if I don't start doing some organizing now, I'm gonna have to deal with, like, 2,000 auditions, and it would take forever for me to get the full cast list out. If I had to deal with all that many at once, I can't let myself get burned out, so that's why I've been kind of checking them as I go. Okay, let's see, how's this going? Yeah, it's frustrating because, again, I'm doing it for the purposes of organization, but people will be like, oh, I've been dismissed already? Did I do something wrong? No, it's not necessarily that you did something wrong, it's just that I need to organize stuff. Sorry. I do have to listen to them. because, you know, you want to give everybody a chance. Oh, you meant like having somebody else help me. I know what I want, you know? Like, I know these characters, I know sort of them in my head, so it sort of has to be me. But also, yeah, I have to do it. But for the kind of second round, right now I'm doing my first go around of shortlisting people, but for the second and third go arounds, I'll probably be talking to friends and family working on the project, getting some of their thoughts as well, see what they think. What character has gotten the most auditions? That's a good question. Let me look real quick. I'm assuming it's gonna be various students, but I don't know if that really counts. Because various students is just, you know, background characters, so it's easily the easiest to audition for because there's not any real strict requirements. Hold on. Let me find this real quick. Let's see, the person who's gotten the most auditions, I'm assuming is going to be the Bard of the Inked Wastes. Okay, Bard has 287 auditions for the Bard of the Inked Waste. He's the one that I have not really trimmed yet because there's so many of them. Miss Keen has 189. Yeah, various students has over 400, and Bard of the Inked Waste has 287. So, if you don't count various students, the Bard easily has the most auditions. And that's only casting club. That's not counting backstage or the emails I've gotten. Everybody wants to be the Bard, and I don't blame him, because he's probably the most fun character to voice. Who's the least audition for? Good question. I'm assuming it's going to be Coach Terrera, but let me look again here. But I noticed like barely anybody was auditioning for Terrera, so I had to reach out to some people actually. Yeah, Coach Terrera only has 24 submissions because she's a little harder. She has a specifically a Castilian Spanish accent, not a Latin Spanish accent, Latin American Spanish accent, so that's a little more niche. And she's older. And most of the people on Casting Call Club, I'd say, are younger. It's just a lot more of a kind of younger targeted type of, you know, newbie actor website. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's hard. It might be harder to get older voices on there. Hence why I also did casting on Backstage, because that's where you'll usually find older actors. So I did reach out to a couple people who auditioned for her, and now I think we've got some great ones in there. I'm really excited. It's gonna be hard to choose though, because even though she has only a few, there are some really on-point ones. I'm really excited to see how her final voice will sound with her animations and model and everything. It's gonna be really cool. But the point is, if I had the ability, I would love to hire as many people as I can. Any characters you got set in stone voices for? No, not yet. I have to wait until the deadline is done, so that way, who knows, maybe like the best one will come at the very tail end. You never know. So I can't let myself get too like attached to certain takes. I have to wait and to be fair to everybody. I said the deadline was the 14th, and I have to stick to that. Has there been any native British and French folks coming to try for auditions? Yes, there have been, which has been great and much appreciated. We've got some wonderful Lacey auditions. I was concerned because I felt like Lacey would be one of the ones who is difficult to find someone for. But there's been some pretty good ones that I'm excited to. But also dreading having to choose between because they're so good. We've got just a lot of great auditions all around, so it'll be exciting. I don't know how long it's going to take to choose and reach out to everybody for the first round of recording, but because I'm one person, so sorry if things go a little slow. Okay, I guess I'm happy with this right now. I don't know. Okay, okay. That should be okay for now. Goodbye, cartoon addict. Hope your phone is okay. Now let's look at the stuff on the tail. First off, we need to get some more polys over here. That's more like it. What the normal Academy casts Myers-Briggs personality types are. I don't know. I wouldn't really know how to do that. I'm an INFP, but that's kind of all I know. Though it's been a long time since I've taken that test. Yeah, Judith is not a fan of Valentine's Day. Or yeah, whatever the equivalent would be. Yucky. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Why does personality database say you're an INFJ? What? What is the personality database? I'm an INFP. Just wanted to... The King Bahamut says, "Hi, I just wanted to pop in and say your devlogs have partially inspired me to start making my own videos about the fan game I'm currently making. First one of those went live today." Oh, that's really cool. Wish you the best on that. What kind of fan game is it? I wouldn't even know where the personality database would... What is the personality database? This is the first time hearing this. Or the first time hearing of the fact that I'm in it. This is like when I found out that I was on the famousbirthdays.com website and I was like, what? Why me? I'm not famous. I'm a pony YouTuber. Got me curious. What is personality database? Am I in here? What? What? Who put me in here? And why? And why are these like two different things? Introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging, characterized by deep empathy, idealistic vision, intuitive sense of meaning and human behavior. Who did this and why? Okay, that's funny. But yeah, I as far as I know, I'm INFP. Let's see, who do I share INFP with? Let's see. Shinji Ikari! Oh god! Yuki, not Luna Lovegood. Oh hell yeah, I accept that. Pomni, yeah. You, the viewer. These are random. Some of these are pretty random. Wanda Maximov. Official. Mob! Oh, yeah. These are really random, some of these. Like, some of these... Belle! Okay, that might be the best one. Belle is amazing. Okay. Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz! Cloud Strife! Okay, maybe that's the best one, actually. Get at the robot ink! No! No! I will not get at the robot! If I share a type with Cloud Strife, Belle, and Luna Lovegood. That's good for me. I know it's probably pseudoscience, but it's still fun. Now whenever I play Cloud Strife, I can just be like, that is literally me, guys. That is literally me. It's scientifically proven now. It almost makes you feel like Cloud Strife. Mental issues included. And imposter syndrome. Who is your favorite actor? I don't have a favorite actor. I don't know. I'm not really like clued in on celebrity stuff, I guess. Gamma's Grim says, "Hi Ink, Noramore Academy looks so awesome and I cannot wait to see it move forward." Thank you very much.
Oh, hey, we're gonna go to the graveyard.
Oh, are you gonna do something there?
Nah, we're just gonna hang out and drink
age-appropriate drinks.
Like juice?
Yeah, whatever. Age-appropriate stuff that's not illegal. Hey, you should come.
This is the Lo-Fi Halloween mix, Dark Lo-Fi Annual Mix. Oh, though I realize it might not be royalty free, so let me find some video game music. Hold on. What's some music? Let's see. Calm and sad Nintendo music to cry to. Okay, let's do that one. Blue Spirited Dragon says, "I remember when I worked at GameStop with the recent FF7 game came out, an ad we ran in the store on the TV had a bunch of characters screaming Cloud." Cloud! Give me the black materia, Cloud. Or I will turn you into a marketable plushie. It's too late, Sephiroth. I already am a marketable plushie. And that is how I will defeat you. With the power of plush. Sorry, I just spoiled the entirety of Final Fantasy VII to you guys. But, you know, that's how it goes. That's my secret, Sephiroth. I'm always plushy. Absolute cinema. You don't understand, Aerith. You have to become a pop figure to defeat Sephiroth. I'm the plushie. You're the pop figure. Tifa? Well, Tifa gets to be the Nendroid.
Why does Tifa get to be the Nendroid? Why do I have to be a pop figure and Tifa gets to be a Nendroid?
Because she's who I chose to romance this playthrough. I mean, can you imagine me romancing romancing a pop figure? No way. You have to do it. Take one for the team. And it just plays like the whole, you know what the one, the Aerith cutscene, except she turns into a pop figure. I just realized there's probably Final Fantasy VII pop figures. Okay, I have to find out if these things exist. They're probably gonna look really... Oh my god, are there? Or are these like fan-made? Hold on, I have to sate my curiosity. If my internet is even gonna work? Hello? Is my internet not working? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Final Fantasy VII is actually has been spared from pop vinyl figurification. That's crazy. Good on them. They outran the pop beam that Sephiroth threw at them. Thank God. Alright, Aerith, I guess you don't have to be the pop figure.
Well, can I be the Nendroid then?
No. Only one person on this team gets that kind of budget. You know what though? All that Final Fantasy VII talk has got me in the mood for some music. Specifically, one track I have in mind is... Where is it? It's kind of long. I might not listen to the whole thing, but it is so good. Okay, we're about to listen to Final Fantasy Rebirth Genova Emergence. When I played Rebirth and I heard this, I've already said before that my opinion of Rebirth is the most mixed opinion I have on literally any game. But the music is not one of those complaints. Here is Genova Emergence theme. Oh, Cranky, I've seen that video in my recommended. I've actually added that to my watch later for after I play Outer Wilds. nice, Cranky. Mesmer says, hello, first time viewer here. Came to discover you via Mariposa. Adore you've delved into the rubber hose art style in recent. I'm quite the connoisseur myself. That's awesome. Thank you for joining the stream. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the rubber hose, my little persona. Persona! She's based on an old Epic Mickey OC that I had when I was a kid. So I thought I'd bring that back as a little representation of moi. Okay, next song. Next meme. Let's see. Next song. Let's do... Should we go back to the Nintendo music, or is there another Final Fantasy song I want to listen to? Well, let's listen to the original Genova theme, actually. Here's the original Genova theme from original Final Fantasy VII. Oh, and I believe someone in my chat asked something earlier. Hold on. How do you determine which fur is sculpted and which is going to be textured later? Wait, hold on. That's a good question. The answer is I don't. I just eyeball it. I just determine what stuff I think should be part of the silhouette. Part of the silhouette. And what should be textured. That's it. Mesmer says, an epic Mickey OC, as the youths of today would say, you are a certified ball knower. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know ball. I know ball. Okay? I know Kino when I see it. You know what's funny? I didn't ever actually finish Power of Two. I was a huge Epic Mickey fan, and I was really looking forward to the sequel, but I don't remember why exactly. I just never got around to finishing it when I was a kid. I forget why exactly. I think something that I didn't like when I was younger was I didn't like it how it wasn't as edgy. I was like, where's the emotion to the story? Where's the guilt? You know, Mickey had so much guilt and it was so dark in the first game, and now it's too happy. I don't know. I was just being edgy, I think. I might have to give it a shot again. Toria Liza asks, "Hey Incros, first time catching one of these. What are you modeling tonight?" Well, hello. Welcome to the chat. Hope you enjoy your stay. I am modeling a giant cow. a dinosaur, prehistoric looking fluffy cow. It's a mining cow. It eats minerals, and she's very fluffy, and she uses her horns to dig into the cave systems and get at some juicy minerals inside. So yeah. Okay, now let's do... Alright, back to calm Nintendo music. It's a cow farm. You're gonna find a cow inside. There's a cow outside. It's a cow farm. Gonna find a cow outside. But yeah, the fur over here is probably gonna all be textured in, because I'm already gonna. This is already gonna be kind of crazy poly count wise. Not gonna lie. Walk under the torso big? Nah, they're not that big. I do think I'm gonna add a couple more little things here. A couple more little floofs. I'm not sure how good these floofs look though. Again, they're gonna probably look a bit better when it's all retopologized and made more low poly, but I don't know, man. My sculpting skills. I mean, part of it is that this is pretty low poly already, sculpting wise, but some of this is not looking exactly how I wish it would. Maybe it's just too chunky and it'll look better once it's textured and stuff. I need a professional artist's critique. Professional sculptor. Actually, one thing I probably should definitely take a look at is how the legs are connecting to the body. Hold on. Anatomy. I'm not sure how detailed I really should get anyway, since it's not like, this is supposed to be realism. Thank you, Cranky. Because I have to balance the stylization with the realism a bit. I'm just trying to figure out what the right balance is. It only feels right for the legs to be thick, because it's stylized, so if the legs were thin, it would almost look kind of weird. I don't know. That's always the trade-off, is trying to figure out what to stylize and how much. I'm cranky. No, I'm cranky. Are there any other crankies I should know about? You know what, guys? I think we're just about ready for retopology. Oh, I just realized this is the song that is in a lot of those, what's it called? Frutiger Arrow edits? Maybe I should make the horns even bigger. I'm gonna be real. For the legs, Cranky, I was looking at... Let's see, which one was I looking at? Hold on. I was looking at the bones of this one. That's right. See that? I was looking at this curve right here. And that's the one that I put here. Maybe it's too much. Maybe I should lower it a little bit. So this curve is this one. This curve is this one. This... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Joint here. No, wait, that's this joint. Joint here. Joint here. Joint here. Joint here? Joint here? I'm confusing myself. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, 4, 5. Okay, so it's here. Here is here. Here is here. Here is here. Here is here. Okay. I'm confusing myself. Anatomy's weird. Okay. Any critiques on this? How are we feeling about proportions, fur, etc.? Some of this will get fixed when it's retopologized, like the seams on the legs. The seams on the legs will disappear when it's retopologized. The seams in general will disappear. So don't worry about that. But we might be about done and ready for retopology, which I cannot show you guys. I'm sorry. I do retopology on my iPad because I prefer it. It's more relaxing for me to be on my iPad doing this. Oh, I would love to do Frutiger Arrow in Mariposa. Trust me, I've thought about it. In fact, there are some things that are changing potentially in the Mariposa worlds that I've been thinking about. Specifically, the Mantis people may no longer be the 90s planet. It might be the 2000s planet now. And then I have another idea for the 90s planet. And that idea is conspiracy lizard dragonfly people that are like office workers. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I was thinking like Men in Black kind of thing. / Matrix. Men in Black, Matrix, 90s planet. And then the punk rock, gritty / that planet's gonna be like the early 2000s or something. Hold on, you know what? You know what? As a treat for you guys, since this stream is probably gonna end a little early, since I'm almost done with this, let me show you the extremely rough sketch I did of what the 90s planet guys might look like. But yeah, the main inspirations for the 90s one is Matrix and Men in Black. Basically a lot of lizard people in suits who are part of cults and conspiracies. And they've got beetle wings. And like iridescent, almost... I was thinking like mix of lizard and beetle, if that makes any sense at all. Like almost lizards with iridescent beetle-like scales, I guess? Oh, X-Files! Yes! Yes! X-Files too. X-Files, and Men in Black, X-Files, Men in Black, Matrix. Let me... Sorry, the sketch is on my iPad, so I'm transferring it to my PC right now. Transferring to PC. Now keep in mind, this sketch is super, super rough. It's just me getting my ideas down. And the finals are not gonna be looking exactly like this. Okay, here we go. Again, really, really rough. But that's my idea. I don't even know if they would have hair. Because again, like lizard, like it might be some kind of like lizard, almost like the hair of that girl from that girl from StarCraft. What was her name? Like Kerrigan from StarCraft? 1 second. I have not played StarCraft. I saw her in Heroes of the Storm and stuff. One moment. What's a good example of her? Here we go. Like her hair, where it's not actually hair. It's... I don't even know. That's what I was thinking. Oh, here we go. This is a better look at her hair, I guess. It's not really hair, but it's not really tubes either. It's like scale-like, I guess. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Something like that. Skin shed idea rules. Haha, that would be cool. Oh, like the Predators! Yes! That's a good example, too, of what I was thinking. So, wait for me to work with this idea. The reason why I decided I wanted to kind of change the Praying Mantis planet to the early 2000s is because it just felt more correct to have the grunge, rebellious planet be more post 9/11, I guess. Like it just like the sort of vibe of the time was very, you know, I'd have to take more time to put my thoughts into words that I can actually express and not stumble over my words. But anyway, I also wanted to do like emo, early 2000s emo, early 2000s goth, early 2000s punk. The Butter Buns video actually did inspire me, Cranky. Like, I was already having some thoughts like this, but that was the video that pushed me to really do it, because I realized how much stuff in the early 2000s fits the idea of that planet so much better. And also, I had already been, one of the characters I'd been tinkering with for that planet was already more early 2000s emo inspired than he was 90s inspired, so I decided to make the full leap. Hold on, let me show you who I'm talking about. Let me show you who I'm talking about. Here he is. These are the twins. Oh my gosh, I have so many plans for these two that I cannot tell you guys. Okay. Recession core planet, yes. So, already when I was designing this dude, it was more early 2000s scene type of look. So, it just makes sense, okay? So, I'm gonna do it. It is now official. And just even the idea, obviously I grew up in the early 2000s, and a lot of the media I was exposed to was that time frame growing up. I have ideas of how to implement some of that stuff into this planet, and there's a lot that could be done with it that could be really fun. Like Frutiger Arrow. Again, this is an entire planet, so there could be a whole bunch of different peoples and different cultures with different stuff early 2000s related. Now, what would you say the Frutiger Arrow is more early 2000s or late 90s? I guess it depends if we're talking about like Windows Vista type. I guess early 2000s probably makes more sense. I don't know. But I can imagine like Frutiger Arrow inspired praying mantis people, for sure. And then the 90s planet, I could also imagine kind of some aesthetics that are more inspired by like I Spy book kind of colors, primary colors, those kids books, and oh my goodness. Hold on, I had another idea too for the 90s planet. You remember the Eyewitness books? You remember these books? So when I think of the 90s, I also think of these. Or at least the aesthetic. No, there's a name for this aesthetic. There's a name for this aesthetic. Hold on. It's called, I literally have a playlist. Utopian Scholastic. Utopian Scholastic Core. Utopian Scholastic Core. Oh my god, wait. I don't know if I can show that on the screen. It's Leonardo da Vinci art. It's Leonardo da Vinci art. Don't censor me, YouTube. Okay. Utopian Scholastic theme. I feel like it would be so cool to have part of the 90s planet themed after this. I loved this so much growing up. All the type of educational content and videos that were, and the museum, when I lived in California, I went to this museum called the California Science Center, and it was drenched in this aesthetic. Not specifically this one, but one that was more like purpley, colorful. But like, this stuff is so nostalgic, and it brings you back to that pre-9/11 sort of hope for the future. And, yeah. The idea that so many kids growing up thinking like, I'm gonna be an archaeologist, I'm gonna be a scientist. I feel like it'd be so cool if on this planet there was this push for scientific wonder and joy in the sense of discovery and biology and all that cool stuff, you know? So That's one of my ideas for the 90s planet. Let me look at something else. California Science Center. Yes, this is the museum I'm talking about. I was homeschooled for a majority of my life. And the California Science Center was one of the places my mom loved taking me. It was so educational and so fun. And of course, I read a lot of eyewitness books. I watched a lot of eyewitness documentaries with the do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, all that good stuff. Hold on, let me play that music again. Why did I turn that off? This is perfect background music for what we're listening to. Okay, cool. Yeah. I watched so many documentaries and read a whole bunch of books as part of my schooling. And going to museums was my favorite part of all of this. Also, I think I've mentioned this before, but the La Brea Tar Pit Museum, I've totally mentioned this before on stream, but for those who have not been here, the La Brea Tar Pit Museum in California was also one of the places that I went when I was a kid, and it scared me. It scared me so bad. Because look at this statue! They have an elephant, or is this a man? It's an elephant sinking into the tar pits. And the baby is looking and he's crying like, my dad is sinking in the tar pits. It was so sad. But these tar pits are one of the coolest paleontological scenes in California. And they have all kinds of really cool stuff here. Lots of bones of all kinds of critters. I remember especially I loved the big cats and the saber-toothed tigers' bones. A lot of cool stuff. Yes, I think this is one of the ones that I saw when I was there. The giant saber-toothed cats. And all of the bones, of course, that were in the tar pits are colored brown, dark brown, because they've been in tar for years, so they're not they're not normal fossils. They're different. But I still don't know why they did that. The little dying. It was so traumatic for a kid, and I was so scared of falling into the tar pits. So, for those that play Noir More Academy, I think you'll notice that something in the game is very heavily inspired by me being scared of the La Brea tar pits when I was a kid. This is Southern California. It's in LA. But back to the California Science Center. They also had an Air and Space Museum there, which was also amazing. However, there was something about the California Science Center that was terrifying. And I mean terrifying to little homeschooled me. Good lord. I'll show you guys that terrifying thing in a bit, but first I have to mention that the entrance, this picture does not do it justice. When you walk in here, especially when you're a kid, and you look up at this beautiful purple light and these floating golden balls above you, you're like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is just amazing. Oh my goodness. I want to go back here so bad, dude. This was like my learning utopia haven. This was my school. Hold on, let me see if I can find some good pics. Hold on, do they have... Wait. Okay, so this was the thing that scared me really bad. When I was... Is this not the scariest thing you've ever seen? Guys, she moves. She moves and she talks to you, and her organs light up, and her arm moves up and down. It is horrifying. Guys, I'm not alone, right? This terrified me. This was evil. This is ontologically evil, okay? Tess is evil. Good lord. Literally. She is evil. Bruh. Yes, she would move around. She would move around and it was horrifying. It was like a whole, like, show. Oh, that's new. I don't remember this one. The exhibit that I really liked was the human body one, though. Beyond the scary 50-foot woman. There was... Where is it? There was a whole, like, human body exhibit that was really neat. And there was a... Hold on. There was... Can I find it? Bodyworks Theater. No, it's not. It's not her. It was the area that was outside of... Oh, God! It's horrible! It really is. It's like it is like Attack on Titan. So like there would be a show on the screen right here, and the whole like lesson of the show was about your body's regulation of itself and how your body regulates your temperature, regulates your bloodstream, how your brain regulates your lungs and oxygen. So they would have this little guy animated on the screen, and he was like in the brain basically, and he was helping control how the brain regulates the body. And there was a part where she plays soccer. You can see it there, the soccer game on screen. There's a part where she plays soccer, but her body starts going out of regulation because she's working her body so hard. And all of the meters go up in the red on screen, and then like alarms start blaring, and all the lights go red, and the guy on the screen starts freaking out because Tess's body is not like regulated correctly, and it was so scary. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I don't know how this got approved. Yeah. Anyway, Attack on Titan's pretty horrifying, huh? I think the thing that scared me was I was scared like I would fall in and like get crushed by the animatronic or something. I'm curious though, because I'm trying to find one thing that is another big inspiration for me from this museum. They used to have a technology center, and that technology exhibit explained the technology of the future, and it was all so 90s. And they had these like cyber characters who had like motherboard faces, and this girl with pigtails, like blue pigtails that they were like robots, and it was the most 90s thing I've ever seen, but I can't like describe it. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'm pretty much done with my sculpt, so we're just like having fun for now. looking for inspiration for my 90s world and early 2000s world. I don't even remember what it was called, so I don't really know what to search up. Okay, well, I've probably talked about this before, but the one exhibit that I do know how to search up is the CSI exhibit. When I was a kid, oh my god, this website is ancient. I am so old. I am so old. There was a CSI exhibit that traveled around, and it traveled to the California Science Center. When I was a kid, this blew my mind. This blew my mind. This changed the course of my life forever. This is what got me into mysteries. There were 3 different crime scenes in this exhibit. 3 different crime scenes. And you would have to go to one of the crime scenes and examine it, and you had this little notepad that you would write down the clues on. So one of the crime scenes was this guy that crashed his car into a living room, and you had to go look at the crime scene and examine all the clues. And it was kind of scary. Again, because I was a child. There was fake dead bodies in these crime scenes and everything. One of the other crime scenes was a set of bones inside a desert, and you had to use bone reconstruction, facial reconstruction, to figure out who this missing person was. You had to use shoe tracks to figure out the person's shoes. You had to look inside the stomach contents of one of the bodies to determine what she ate before she died. And the thing what really stuck with me was how determining time of death. For one of the cases, I remember you had to see the maggots inside her skin to determine how long she had been dead. The Cat's Library says, why do I feel like Judith and Marisol will love this? Well, it's funny you say that, because I was obviously very inspired by this exhibit to write those characters. This exhibit is what planted the seed in my mind of liking forensic science. So, and I want to tell you guys something too. There's going to be something like this in my game for Marisol's side quest. That's all I'll say, but let's just say Marisol's side quest is heavily inspired by this exhibit I saw when I was a kid. This is one of the cases I was talking about. This is the case of where it's the bones in the desert and you have to identify who she was. Oh, yeah, and there's the gunshot wound in the head. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so crazy. That was one of the cases. And Yep. This was this another case, or was this just the lab? I think was this the one where you examined the car that crashed into the living room and you look what was in the contents of the trunk and everything. But yeah, this is kind of a video that shows what it looked like. There was videos, there was interactive parts of it, there were a lot of props. You had to check the fingerprints. Obviously, you were not literally doing some of this, but you were like going through the exhibit and seeing all the props and seeing it happen and interacting with the screens and stuff. But yeah, this is why I believe that museums are so important. Oh yeah, this was the third case. There was a waitress, I think, who was dead in an alleyway. This was maybe the creepiest one because her body was like right there in front of you at this museum. And you had to figure out what happened to her. Anyway, that's me sharing some very, very niche nostalgia. I still don't know if I could find that technology exhibit at California Science Center, though. I might have to dig into old Google searches. Actually, hold on. I'm not even on Google. Let me try Google. One moment. Oh, hold on. I might have found the actual... Oh, there's a cell lab. That's not quite what I was thinking of. Anyway, I'm not gonna bore you with my Google searching. But the last thing I'll try to search is California Science Center gift shop. Because the gift shop of at least the gift shop that I saw when I was a kid was the pinnacle of that early 2000s vibe of utopian scholastic. I don't think this is how it used to look, though. No, I think this must be a renovated version. Oh no, that's La Mirada, California. Because the way I remember this store was purple. A lot of purple. It looked like Cyber Chase, in other words. I don't know what the elements of justice is. You know what's funny, Taylor? I really wanted to be a forensic detective when I was a kid. I actually wanted to go into that and to have that be my job. Didn't work out like that, but that was something I really wanted to do. One second. Wait, I think I found it. The Explorer store. One moment. Let's see if I can find some older. Oh! Hey. This is it. Oh, this is a job application for it. The Explorer store. Is this not beautiful early 2000s gift shop aesthetic? Come on. You gotta admit, that is pretty cool. I feel like it's been renovated though. This isn't quite what I remember, but still, it's that utopian scholastic vibe. Am I right, or am I right? Back when we were, like something like this. This is the Liberty Science Center, but you know what I mean. Utopian scholastic, when we were so hopeful for the future. Alright. Oh, I heard about that Black Tigress. That they had a fingerprint analysis kit for kids that had asbestos. Okay. Well, that's probably it for tonight. We had fun going down the rabbit hole. But I cannot stream the next part of this, guys. So next week, if I have the retopology on her done next week, then we will be doing the unwrapping, maybe, and then the texturing. But no promises if I'll have it done by then, because I have a lot of stuff to do besides just her. And I'll have some auditions to review as well. But thank you for joining the stream, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I'm gonna end early tonight because we're done. And now you know some of the inspiration behind some stuff I've been doing. And now you know why I love museums so much. See you all, have a good night, and God bless.